Alright guys, how are you? I am making a video after some time, right? So first I want to say to you like really hot here. Second, today's video will be about just how to explore and navigate really large open source code base, right? So this might be targeted for absolute beginners or people who are starting in the open source or basically any large project. So this is where we will start. So first, of course, we will use GitHub. For my ID, I will use Xcode because I'm iOS developer. Language is Swift. Now you can use VS Code or JavaScript or Python, whatever you're good in. It will give you a general idea. Now I will not go directly into how do I explore open source code base. I will first go into how do you find open source projects, right? So especially for beginners, I have a really good trick and I will show you right now. So here, this is GitHub, right? Everybody knows GitHub. So on GitHub, there is this Explore tab right here. See? So on GitHub Explore, what you need to do is click on trending. Now it will show you all the trending projects in 1 week time, 1 month time, or today's only, right? So figure out here. Let's just say I will select date range this week. Language Swift. Again, for you it can be any other language. So we are on Swift now. Now you see. So we have Copilot for Xcode or LMO Fire, HTTP networking in Swift. So I know I know all these repos, right? But many of them will be actually trending open source project. And if you go to 1 week time frame, then they will be relatively shorter project. So if an open source project is not that big, this means you can actually make a major contribution in it and become a major part of it. But if we go in 1 month, then I'm assuming we will see larger projects. Yeah, again, LMO Fire on top. Then we have GRDB. Then we have Aerospace, Tiling Manager for macOS. Now you see, 12,000 stars, 259. So just like this, you can again pick any open source project, start working on it, right? And their code bases are pretty big. So for this video, I have picked Monal because I worked on it. Monal for XMPP, as you can clearly see here. And this is the code base for Monal. This is a file media gallery again, which was made by me, Vedic, right here. So let's assume you have a really large file, right? And in PR or you have a task assigned, which is usually subtask of that file. Let's just say a simple example, you have to change something. You have to change the chat UI or you have to change a feature, something simple, right? Now what mistake people actually make is they will try to understand the entire project, right? Do not do that. And I can assure you, even senior engineers, they don't entirely understand the entire project in beginning. It takes time for them. So do not try to understand the entire project. Just figure out on what file you have to work on. So let's just say if I had to change color of media gallery or some implementation in media gallery, right? Then I will open media gallery right here. I will first find it. Then from here, let's pick any random function, right? So let's just say I have to change something right here. This is a simple file, by the way, so I cannot go much deeper into it. Right here. Try to understand this file only. For absolute beginners, the best thing you can do right here is use ChatGPT, right? So pick the file you want to understand. Open ChatGPT. Explain it. And now you can quickly do this for larger files. So what this will do is create basic understanding how the entire file is functioning. Here, now I have an idea of how the file is functioning. Of course, if you are like really deep into it and you're not a beginner, then you can understand basically just by looking at it. here. So again, everybody with ChatGPT, you can understand what I'm trying to say. You can easily understand the file, right? And if you want to change a feature, any feature, so in this case, let's just pick, yeah. So we have data layer right here. So let's just say here I want to change implementation of data layer. You see, data layer dot share instance. Now first question which will come into my mind is, alright, what even is data layer? Because clearly data layer is not natively in this file, right? It is a class, function, something from different file. So in Xcode I will search data layer right here. In VS Code again you will search. So it will show you all the mentions of data layer over entire project, right? So quickly go over it and find a data layer file. Here I've already opened it. So data layer.m. See, now this is a really large file. Now that's it. Media gallery. In media gallery I had to change something related to this function right here. In this function there was data layer, so I wanted to understand what data layer is. So I figured out where data layer file is, and I will try to understand what is in the data layer file. That's it. So these are the only two files I should be concerned about right now for next 4 to 5 days if I'm changing this. Of course, if I'm like going deeper or changing something else, then I will find files related to it. So I will not try to understand the entire project at one go. I will not. Now from this data layer, if I'm finding new functions, then again I will search them. So I will sort of start making this entire tree, starting from media gallery to data layer. Then from data layer I will find another file, from another file, another file, right? So that's how you understand a large open source project. Or in my case, that's how I understand it, right? Although if you're a person who can like understand one project in one night, then you're already a lot experienced. And I don't think you're watching this video right now. So yeah. So this was a simple video I was making. And to be honest, I made this video because some of my juniors asked me, and I made this video right here. Now you know, again, if you want to find open source project, then use GitHub right here. In GitHub there is Explore, so use the GitHub Explore. From Explore, find the trending repositories, right? And from there, start diving into file by file by file. So you will eventually find a PR which is easy to work on. From that PR, you will find that file. From that file, you will enter into ChatGPT to understand it. And from there, you will start making that tree and you will start going deeper. And of course, after I think about 1 week work, you will know exactly what you need to do in that project. And if the project is small, again, if the open source project is small, then you can actually make a major contribution, right? If it's like a big project like Linux or something, then there are a lot more barriers, a lot more things you have to consider. So if you're a beginner, I actually suggest people to find out a smaller or medium size open source project. Do not directly go for, God level work. No. So that's it. Thank you very much. If you want to see like short videos I make, you know what you need to do. So bye.